Hi, in this episode, I'm going to be taking this LJN top spinner figure. He's broken. I got him on my last. Actually, as I'm moving this, I can hear something broken inside, so we'll have to open him up. But I got him on my last flea market haul. It was my last video. And this sliding trigger that spins the top half of this figure is broken. He doesn't spin. So I'm going to take this apart and see if I can fix him. I'm just going to grab a screwdriver here. There is 6 screws in the back, but we don't have to take the top 2 screws out, just the bottom 4 screws right here, because I think that's where the mechanism that's broken, I think that's where we're going to find the problem. So I'm going to take a few minutes with the screwdriver and take those 4 screws out. So there's the last screw there. We should be able to pull this apart. There's a seam on the sides. And I want to be careful because I don't want any springs. I'm not really sure how this mechanism works yet, so I don't want any of the springs to fly all over the place. So we're going to pull this apart and see what we have inside. There's the broken piece there. You can see that the top half is connected to the bottom half with that little pin. So looking inside, you can see the mechanism. There's a bunch of gears in there, and these are all screwed in. You can see the part that's broken here, the part that attaches to the top that allows it to spin. So that just pulls out like that. There's nothing wrong with this. So it looks to me like this is the problem. So we'll have to fix that. But I want to investigate the gears too to make sure that all of the gears are still good. So we'll take this apart and do that. Further investigation before I do that is I'm finding that these gears do not turn a full 360 degrees, and using the slide mechanism in the back of the figure here is stopping in certain spots. So it doesn't look like the front gears are the problem because they seem to have all the teeth. But it looks to me like there's 2 more gears in the back, including the one that connects to the top half. So we're definitely going to have to take this apart and investigate that. So let's do that now. We've got 3 screws that holds this gearbox together. So I'll remove these 3 screws first. If you're watching this video to do this yourself, these 3 screws are a little shorter than the 4 that held the body together. So when you push this button over, that geared panel actually moves some gears that are sticking outside of this gearbox here. And that slide trigger panel has all of the teeth on the gear and it's sliding fine, so that's not the issue. So let's take this gearbox apart because it's still stopping in a spot. So there's got to be an issue with these gears inside. So I'm going to gently open this up and try to make a note of where these gears are placed because they are all different. This one looks fine. I don't see any broken gears on that. Or teeth. I don't see any broken teeth on that one. This one looks great too. I don't see any broken teeth on this. That one's pretty complete. There's no cracks or anything, so it's not that one. It's going to have to be this one. Now this one is the one that probably gets most of the tension and pressure because it's the one that the sliding gear, and I can see right there there's a crack right there in that gear. The teeth are fine, there's no broken teeth, but there's definitely a crack in there. So we're going to have to fix that. So I'm going to have to pull that off. We'll fix the top part, and we'll have to fix the gear because it makes sense because that's where most of the tension is being made when you press the trigger. So let's get this off, and we'll see if we can repair it. So this plastic feels almost like a Teflon material, and as a guitar repair guy, I know that that is like a Teflon, and you probably are not able to use this plastic weld because that stuff does not, um, it doesn't, this plastic weld won't work on it, but Crazy Glue will not work on it either, or Gorilla Glue, or whatever CA glue you use. So we're going to have to come up with a way to fix these, and then to glue them back together, and then we'll have to find a way to make sure that the glue will hold the repair. So this is going to be an experiment. It's just kind of like we're just kind of figuring out what's going to work. I'm going to try this plastic weld just to see, but I can already tell that the plastic is not melting. I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes just to see what happens, and I'll come back. Now I have two kinds of plastic welds that I use, and both did not work. I'm going to use this actual Crazy Glue because I've been calling all of my CA glues Crazy Glue, and it's quite thin, so I'm hoping that it will seep into the crack here because it's quite small, and then I can try my best to clamp that, and we'll see if that Crazy Glue is going to at least hold it together. I'm just kind of I'm taking my knife here and I'm just trying to force the glue into that crack. So after reinforcing that gear with some styrene and then also gluing this together, some of this is cracked where the pin has gone into the plastic. So I'm just going to force some Crazy Glue or some Gorilla Glue in there and force it into the crack and just reinforce this piece because we don't want it to break anymore. We don't want it to slip either because it's supposed to be tight. So that's probably the reason why these cracked in the first place, because this rod is really tight in these two pieces of plastic, including the gear. So we want to reinforce these, and I'm going to also reinforce this because I know that that piece that broke off is not going to stay if I just glue it. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in a second. We're going to let all this dry first, and then we'll do that. Before we do that, I have to drill. I'm going to use this pin vise and drill the hole through the piece of styrene that I glued to the front of this. This is also going to clean out the hole because that hole needs to be the same size as that rod when we put it back in. So we want to make sure all that CA glue, we're going to make sure that it's all cleaned out. So I've got the exact drill bit here and it cleaned out, and that's what it looks like up close with the piece of styrene. So hopefully that will hold it. Now to fix this piece, to reinforce this, I've got this pen cap, and I'm hoping that I can cut this pen cap to a certain size and I'll just be able to glue it. And this cap actually flares out to a certain like from small to big. So that piece that I just glued on there also does the same. So I'm hoping this is going to fit in there perfect. There. Ah, that's perfect. That's a perfect fit. So I just got to glue this on, and I think this will do the trick. We'll glue this on and let it sit for a bit, put everything back together, and then we'll test it and see if it works. So it's not pretty, but I think this is going to do the job. And it's all glued, so let's just test this and make sure it fits. And it fits nice and snug, really good. So now it's just, we have to put everything back together and then we'll test it for real. I also gave him a soap and water bath so that he's all clean and everything. So he looks a lot better than he did when I first bought him. So just beware that there are 3 size screws that this has. The gearbox has the 2 shortest screws, and then the 3 screws that screws to the body are a middle size screw. There's 3 of those, and then the 4 that connects the 2 body halves together. Those screws are the longest screws. So we have 4 long ones, 3 middle size ones, and then these 2 short ones here. So that was a simple fix, and it wasn't that crazy. Anybody can do it. You don't even have to have styrene. You can just find a piece of flat plastic and glue that to the gear and drill it out with the proper drill bit, and there you go. I've probably did the action at least 150 times just to test it out, just to see how strong my fix was, and I think that's going to hold it for a long, long time. I hope that was informative to anybody out there that has one of these guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see here. Hit the notification bell and comment down below and let me know if you had this as a kid. And if you have a broken one, let me know when you fix it how you made out. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to my next video. Bye.